Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick little training video for VBS instead of having a meeting after church. It's always so hard to meet directly after church, especially when everyone's not there sometimes and you got vacations going on and when you want to get home and eat. So what I wanted to do instead of having a meeting like that to set up VBS is just kind of have a short little training video that I can send out to you guys. And so as you probably know by now, VBS is going to be July 31st from 9 to 12 o'clock. And we just wanted to go as simple as possible. We're not going to have a whole lot of decorations. Matter of fact, I don't know if we're going to have really any decorations. It's not going to take a whole lot of prep. And what I really wanted to do was have a simple theme, which is Jesus Saves. Really what I wanted VBS to be this year is a time where kids can have fun, where it wouldn't be too stressful, and that they can learn about Jesus. And so that's kind of how I set this up. And so what we're going to do is first I'm going to kind of give you the setup of what VBS will look like. Kind of show you what our plan is for that, especially since we're not using a curriculum this year since it's only one day. And then after that, I'm going to list out all the jobs that we have available for people to do. Now let's talk about setup. What will our VBS look like? Well, kids will show up and they will have either pre-registered online through a link on our Facebook page, or we'll have to have their parents register them there. And so registration will start at 8:30, and parents can come in and do that. We're also going to have every kid sign, or if their parents are willing to sign a media release form, so we can use their information and pictures, or not information, their pictures on our social media page. And so after all the kids are registered, they'll start heading to their group. We have 3 groups right now, and the groups are going to be groups ages, as I scroll down here on my notes, ages 3 to 6, a group of 8 kids ages 7 to 9, and a group of kids age 10 to 12. Please forgive me, earlier I said VBS was for kids ages 4 to 12. It should be 3 to 12 actually. And so they'll go to their group after they registered. The groups will be color coded, and most of our VBS is going to happen outside, so they're going to go to their group outside and sit with their group. At about 9:05, give a little leeway time, we'll start our VBS. And we'll start with one giant group where I'll come forward and I'll teach a lesson. And the lesson is going to show us how Jesus saves. I'll be some sort of goofy character and do some sort of little goofy things that kids like. But I'll teach a lesson, and that'll take about 10 to 20 minutes once we involve the activity and everything else that we're doing for that. At that point, we're going to start rotating to different stations. We'll have 5 different stations. And we'll be at 3 stations at a time right now with how many kids we have signed up. But we'll have 5 different stations that that the kids will rotate to. The 5 stations are this. We have a craft station where they'll do some sort of craft relating to seeing how Jesus saves us. There'll be a snack station where we're actually going to make crosses out of skewers with fruits and marshmallows. We're going to have a game station. And so for the younger kids, what they'll do is they'll just kind of, we'll have a bounce house set up for them and they can just jump around. And then for the older kids, we'll have a different game for them. Then we'll have a service station. I'm really excited about this. What we'll have is a bunch of different supplies. Each kid will get a list and a baggie. And what they'll do is they'll go and fill their baggie with the supplies that are on the list. And then we'll give these supplies these baggies to homeless people who need them. So it'll be things like toothpaste and soap and stuff like that. And the kids will also be able to write some sort of note or draw in some sort of picture and put it in the bag. So that'll be really cool. That'll be our service station. And then our 5th station will be a movie video station. They'll watch some sort of movie or video that'll show them how Jesus saves. And so that's what the stations will look like. So we'll start with the 10 to 20 minute teaching by me, and then we'll break up into the different groups, or the groups will break up and go to different stations and rotate. At the very end, we'll all come together for a little kind of VBS ending, 10, 15 minutes or so. And then that'll be it. Super simple, super easy. So here are the different jobs that we have. Here are the 2 main jobs that we're looking for. We're looking for group leaders and station leaders. Like I said, there'll be 3 different groups, and so we'll need group leaders for each of these groups. What the job of the group leader will be is to help the kids, 1, rotate from station to station, and then number 2, help them, be calm and controlled and kind of do a little crowd control as they're in the different stations. And so they'll be the ones who are with one group all day and just kind of rotate from station to station. We're looking for 2 group leaders per group, hopefully like 1 adult and then 1 kid who's in junior high or high school that can kind of help with that. And so that's the first job that we need as group leaders. What we also need is station leaders. So those 5 stations that I mentioned, the craft, snack, game, the service, and movie station, we need a leader for each one of those. And what we're also going to ask the leader to do, come forward and kind of talk a little bit about how Jesus saves us from some specific area. The 5 areas that we got is Jesus saves us from worry, Jesus saves us from sin, Jesus saves us from wasting our life, Jesus saves us from selfishness, and Jesus saves us from a broken heart. And we'll help you, if you decide to be one of these station leaders, figure out what to say and how to say it, and you'll have as much freedom to say whatever you want to say. But we want to tie into whatever station we have some way that Jesus saves us. And so we want 1 station leader per station, obviously, with that. And with the station leaders, you won't have a group every time. At this point, we will only have 3 groups, and so you'll have a group every other time, is how that'll work out. And so that's what we're looking for there. That's the 2 main jobs, are group leaders and station leaders. Outside of that, we will also need a couple people to help check in. We're looking for someone who can kind of just walk around and take pictures. And we'll also look for people who can help set up in the morning before we get started. Just a little bit of setup that it will take. And so that's kind of what the day will look like, and that's what the setup will look like. So 2 final thoughts here as we finish up. First, something I already said before, and this is something that we want to not be stressful. We want it just to be fun, like kids do what they love to do. And most importantly, it's something where kids can learn about Jesus and who Jesus is and that Jesus saves. I wholeheartedly believe that VBSs are the foundation for so many kids of who they believe God is and what they believe God can do. Even when kids are not a part of a church or when they walk away from church when they get older, this lays a foundation in their heart of what Jesus can do. And so I think it's so important, so excited that we can do this. So let's make it fun and let's help kids learn about Jesus. Second thing is if you have any thoughts or questions or even ideas, feel free to reach out to me. Any ideas on how to make this an even better event. So feel free to do that. Just make sure to try to get to me by the end of Sunday and let me know if you're more comfortable being a group leader or a station leader, and then we can kind of go from there on that. Or if you just want to do something like be a photographer or just be a check-in person, love to hear about that too. And so feel free to reach out to me. Looking forward to this, and I'll talk to you later.